Welcome back, welcome back. Let me put my shades on. It's a nice day today. It's a real nice day. Let's get out of here. Oh god, the traffic's picking up. There wasn't this much traffic before. I'm gonna go next. There was not this much traffic before, but we move. How's everyone doing? It's a warm day today, isn't it? It's a warm weekend, to be honest. It's been lovely. Oh shit. Oh no. We're gonna get fucked by the traffic. That's a nice ass Porsche. Borski. Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I don't fully know my way. I put my maps on for a different location, and then I kind of just thought, fuck it, we'll just go here instead, because I don't know what that. The issue is, like, when you put a new location, you don't know what it looks like until you go there, I suppose. But I wasn't sure if it'd be nice, and I was like, it's a nice day, you know, I might as well go up. Got a lot to talk about. I was meant to do one last week, and I didn't. Unfortunately, I should have, because I had a lot to talk about last week. So now I'm kind of catching up on old news a little bit, and there's new news as well. But it is what it is. We'll have a little catch up. I think the first thing was, yeah, from last week. Some of the bigger things, was this even last week or was this 2 weeks ago now? But Glastonbury and Bob Vylan, I think this might have been 2 weeks ago now, but or it was like, yeah, a week and a half, something like that. Obviously he didn't get cancelled, because I don't think that's the right word, but he got backlash because he started chanting. Obviously he chanted Free Palestine. There were a lot of Palestine flags in Glastonbury, and then he started chanting death to the IDF. Now, don't know if I should even say that on YouTube, I can't lie, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And then obviously, like, just the media try and spin it a certain way and make a narrative and say he's saying death to every single Jewish person, and that's just obviously not the case. But that was a big thing. But then it was just the irony of it. So like last week when I was looking into this, the IDF killed 500 Gazans since he'd made that chant. Like it was a ridiculous stat. So since he aired on Glastonbury, 500 more people had died, included people going to aid trucks and aid areas that had just got bombed, right? But meanwhile the UK media want to focus on this one Donny because he made a chant that they don't like. So it was a bit, do you know what I mean, like, where your morals, that kind of thing. Like, what are we doing here? I hope I'm going the right way. This feels right, and if you watch a few of my POVs, like, you might even know yourselves, this feels right. And if it don't feel right, it don't feel right. It don't really matter, to be honest. Like, with these POVs, it doesn't really matter where I'm going. If it looks pretty, you just follow the road, innit? Like, I can figure out the maps later. So in that sense, what am I even stressed about? I sound like I'm getting a flu. I think it's just a hay fever. It's defo the hay fever. But we move graciously. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit, but I didn't want to like linger on it too much, because it's not old news. Obviously it's not old news, like the conflict ain't old news, but Glastonbury obviously happened over a week, maybe two. There was stuff I wanted to talk about, and I find this a bit interesting. But the UK, basically, so the UK is cutting welfare, and they're allocating those funds elsewhere. I'm not making a rap, I promise. So there's welfare cuts, and there's been, basically the way I saw it initially was that there's welfare cuts, and now we're spending more on defence. And I looked at that and I thought, so why let me put some sport mode on, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I think sport mode's on, because sometimes I'd be accidentally turning traction control off, and long day, mate, long day. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, sound. What was I saying? Yeah, so I saw that and I kind of looked into it a little bit, not fully, and I saw that wow, it's pretty round here, innit? Woo! I saw that, so the UK is increasing the military budget, or the defence budget, by 2.2 billion in the next financial year. Now, I'm not gonna lie, and I had this conversation with a friend at work, but why do we need to increase the defence budget by 2.2 billion next year? Is it, you know, people say, oh, there might be a world war on the horizon, and so it makes sense, and maybe 2.2 billion is a lot of fucking money, by the way. I look at it and I'm like, realistically, who's gonna fuck with the UK? Realistically, because you're allied with the US, and you're also within NATO. So who's actually gonna fuck with the UK? Like, because this isn't the fact, and I'm not saying scrap the defence budget, because there's still a defence budget, you'd still have a budget, but this is increasing the budget, so they want a bigger spend on defence rather than just the same spend as it normally is. And I just thought, like, surely the money could be allocated elsewhere, because if you look at the UK, the domestic issues we've got, right, you've got a crumbling NHS that's underfunded and managed really poorly, social housing, homeless issues, child poverty, transportation. There's a lot of fucking issues within this country that I think should be addressed. And the issue is, when you spend on defence, it's done so that the UK can look strong in Europe. Yeah, and this is my interpretation. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but the UK can look strong in Europe. So it's more of a front to say, this is what we're doing, look at us. And it also shows people, and it kind of masks the problems, or plasters over the domestic problems that we've got in this country, which there's quite a lot. And the issue with that is, yeah, you look great in Europe and you secure these, you know, what they call those people that supply military equipment. But you secure contracts with them, right? But then the issue is, because it plasters over the actual issues within the country, people will then, it just divides the country even more. And oh my God, it's cheap. Hello. I'm not gonna stop because it's a 70 and I don't want someone behind me. Do you know what I mean? I was like, do you know what I mean? Like, not every day you see a sheep. I mean, it is if you are around these ends, but do you know what I mean? Oh my God. So yeah, my backpack's gone. Yo, what's up, Bruce? What's up, Bruce? Brucey boy. Yeah, so the issue is, because it plasters over a lot of the domestic issues, it divides people further, and then everyone basically has the same arguments. You blame immigration for everything, and nobody looks at the root causes of the issues, right? And that's my interpretation, right? Because I think that's what it comes down to. I think because everything's so underfunded, but then you're spending so much money on defence, it's a red flag for me. It's like, well, why can't we spend some of that money on homelessness, on the NHS, etc.? And then I had this conversation with my friend at work, and he's really good, because he won't just agree with your emotional point, and that's coming from an emotional angle. But he won't just agree with it. He'll say, all right, this is your argument, fine, but actually, do you know where the rest of the funds are getting allocated? And I was like, no, to be honest, because I only looked at defence, and then I made my, opinions based off that. And actually, when you look at it, to be fair to him, so yes, 2.2 billion's going to defence. I still don't agree with it. I still think, even if you were to allocate 1 billion, you could still allocate 1 billion somewhere else. That's a lot of money. Yeah, housing massively needs it. Yeah, social housing, homelessness, poverty, child poverty in the UK. You could allocate 500 million to some of that, and it would massively impact those areas. The amount we spent on HS2, the transportation links, ridiculous, right? But anyway, I digress. So I had a conversation with him, and actually, when we looked at it further, there's going to be a 2 billion in the next financial year, a 2 billion uplift in education, and a 5 to 6 billion uplift in the NHS and healthcare. So after looking at it like that, I was like, okay, that's interesting, because obviously a lot of the points I have are based around the fact that we should be moving, instead of spending on defence, spend on the NHS. Well, we are spending on the NHS actually. Oh shit, stop police! I don't know what the speed limit is around here, because I wasn't paying attention, but I think it's a 40. Looks like a 40. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. We don't spend a lot on housing, and that's still something we could spend more on. But I understood his point. So we are spending more on education, we are spending more on healthcare, but I still believe that spending 2.2 billion more on defence is probably a waste of resources, and it's just done so that we can say, look how strong we are, and look how great the UK is. Meanwhile, a lot of the domestic issues aren't being solved, and then people get divisive, and they start having certain opinions about certain demographics within the UK, and that's what I wanted to say. Bosh, 30 miles an hour, do you know what I mean? Like, and what else was there? So there's more, there's more. There was quite a lot. There was quite a lot to get through, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I kind of want to give it a little U-turn. Do you know what I mean? A little U-turn, and then I'm going to go to a fucking cafe. I'm going to go to a cafe. I don't know what cafe. I need to figure out which cafe. And do some work. Because I'd be saying that to myself every weekend. I'm like, listen, go to a cafe, bang out some work, and then you feel a bit productive in the morning. But then every weekend comes and goes, and I just have breakfast at home, and then I'll just go gym, and then after gym I can't be arsed. But like, realistically, like, I need to be arsed. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what it is. I could just UE here, right? No, could I not do that? Could I not? Maybe. Might do, because like, there's no cars around here. Like, realistically, who's gonna stop me? Because there's no point going all the way there. All I'm gonna do is U-turn, and then we're back on the little. And I didn't even use my maps this time. I'm proud of myself, you know what I mean? I'm gonna need it to figure out a cafe situation, but the fact that I didn't use it, happy fucking days. Oh shit. What else happened? There was a lot. If you follow a little bit on the US politics, so they're electing a new New York mayor, whatever. And one of the primary candidates is a guy called Zoran Mamdani, and he's Muslim, he's South Asian, and to be fair, he's done really well, because I think some of his policies are catered more to the youth and things like student loan and whatever. But there was an interesting clip, right, where all the, what do you call them, mayoral candidates, the mayor candidates, whatever, they were all like on this kind of panel discussion that was obviously being broadcasted, with like a presenter sort of slash questioner, interviewer, whatever you want to call it, and they're all stood there on podiums. There's like 8 of them, right? And one of the questions that got clipped and got asked was surrounding, how is this a country road? How is this 70 miles an hour, by the way, or 60 miles an hour, should I say? That's mental. Anyway, because I'm doing 40, I should probably up it, but I can't be asked. I keep sniffling. So this panel, they get asked something along the lines of, what would you do as your first act as mayor, or where would you go as your first act? And lo and behold, you know, all these guys, there's like 5 others before Zoran, 5 or 6 others, and they're like, yes, I will visit Israel as my first plea once I'm mayor. I will go to Israel. Yes, I will visit Israel. And then it gets to Mamdani, and he's like, you know, actually I'm gonna sit and address and speak to the Jewish community within New York City. So I'm gonna come to the ones within New York City, because why the hell am I gonna go abroad to a foreign land when I've got a community within our city that I can speak to directly? And they didn't like that answer. They did not like that answer one bit. They said, the interviewer, oh, it was so weird. It's so weird. First of all, it's a really weird question. It's really weird that they all have to say that they want to go to Israel, and then it's really weird that if you don't say that, there's backlash, right? And I'm just pointing out the observations of it. And then the interviewer's like, oh, so do you not, what did she say? I'm trying to think. She said something along the lines of like, do you not believe Israel has the right to exist as a state? And he said he said something like, yeah, it does as long as it's sort of equal and done peacefully and whatever, and they still didn't like that answer. They were still like, it was such a bizarre, I wonder if I can get a clip of that little bit, because it was a little bit like,
do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
No, as a state with equal rights.
yeah, just weird that they like try and catch him out on it when it shouldn't even be. And I don't think it is. For the people within New York that are going to vote, I don't think that's an issue. I don't think they care if their mayor goes to Israel, unless you're Jewish, obviously. Then you might care a little bit, depending on whatever. But it's just a bit weird. And then what happened recently? Yo, a lot of, and again, this is American politics. I shouldn't really overtake here because I can't see above, but I knew it'd make it in time. So that red car, it looks like fucking an undercover fucking speed camera operative. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just there, but it's not undercover because you're fucking red and green and they're like opposite colours. And it probably isn't undercover, it's probably somebody that's gone for a hike. But yeah, and it's a nice little car, to be fair, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're definitely going for a hike, innit? Definitely going for a hike. But I mean, it's one of them ones. It's one of them undercover type cars though, like X90s. Aren't they gonna be them undercover ones? So I don't know. You never know. You know. You never know. Gosh. And then yeah, Trump recently trying to, you know, deny or move on from the Epstein case. You know, after he built a whole campaign around the fact that we're gonna drop the Epstein files on day one. Yeah, built a whole thing around that. Him and Cash, the FBI guy, they were like, yeah, we're gonna squeeze every ounce, we're gonna get all these files, we're gonna expose it all. Yo, my man is silent right now. Yeah, my man is silent. They're asking him, yeah, about it, and he's like, are we still on about Epstein? Let's move on, we've got other things to worry about. Mental, by the way, mental. Yeah, he got called out by Elon Musk for being a nonce, let's be honest. Yeah, and now he's trying to dismiss it all. He's trying to dismiss it all. Yeah, he say Epstein, what Epstein? It's mad, it's mad. And apparently there's like surveillance footage from the prison cell where, or nearby, like upstairs or whatever, of the day that Epstein committed suicide. But then apparently it's been edited, so they missed out 1 minute of footage, and they said there's a minute of footage missing from that video, and they basically said that the cameras had to reset. So because the cameras had to reset, obviously you missed that 1 minute, and then somebody like dig deeper into it and said that the video's been edited, and you can see in the metadata or whatever that the video's been edited on Premiere Pro. So, and it's just 2 videos been sort of put together, like spliced together. Make of it what you will, mate, make of it what you will. I think all that shit, all that Epstein shit, it's probably been burnt to a crust. Yeah, nobody's ever seen those files ever again. Yeah, and it's just gonna be one of them things, speculation forever. Do you know what I mean? So if there's a government that can hide shit, it's the fucking American government. Yeah, you see it with a lot of things. Yeah, if you wanna get into conspiracies, yeah, the moon landing, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe we landed on the moon, I'll be honest. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. I don't believe it. But I think if there's a country or a government that can get rid of shit that they don't need, it's fucking America. So I don't think we'll ever see that shit again. But do you know what I mean? That's my take. And what a conversation, mate. What a fucking conversation. I love that we're doing under 40 right now. It's amazing. Oh yeah, slow down even more now that it's actually 40. Let's go 30. Hell yeah. Love that. Love that for you, mate. Love that for you. Absolutely. Okay, fair enough, you're turning left. You know what, I respect it. I respect it. You're a nonce, but I respect it. I was gonna overtake, but because there's bikes, cyclists over there, I thought I won't be a knob. I won't be a knob, but it is a 50. It's not even a 40, it's a 50. 40 if you're turning left. My man did 30. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? You needed 5 business days to make that left. It's crazy, cuz. But yeah, that's me, man. It was nice to take the Kia out, getting a paint job done tomorrow, and then after which probably sell the bastard. Charming. But that's my POV done for the day. Thank you as always for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.